Who needs a drink? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to FilmSnobbery Live. I'm your host, Nick Baisley. This is episode 101, and of course it is. No, we've got a fantastic episode planned. Thank you, everyone, for hanging in there with us while we just kind of work through some quick technical difficulties, because it wouldn't be a FilmSnobbery show if we didn't have a couple of technical difficulties, would it? We have a fantastic show for you, though, because for us, it's always worth the wait. And for those of you in the chat room, I'm definitely worth the wait. I got nothing. We have a fantastic guest, because we do every week, because that's what we do for you people. Every week, we go on the hunt. We're searching through piles and piles of headshots and demo reels and video online submissions, and we're traipsing through creeper-like through the annals of the film festival circuit, and we're combing the streets for talent. And really, no, I called a friend. I was like, could you come on, please? It would really help me out. And she was like, absolutely. So I want to, we're going to have a great guest on tonight. Her name is Helenna Santos-Levy. And she has so much stuff going on. We have just tons of stuff to talk about, and I'm really, really excited to have her on. She's an actress, a producer. She's a businesswoman, and that's the type of people I like to talk to. I like to talk to the multifaceted peoples that have something to offer, something to say, who have worked both in kind of mainstream television, film, and also have experience indie stuff on the web, and is taking that and not only taking all that experience and bringing other people into the fold and sharing it with you guys. She's got just tons of stuff going on. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. So get ready for the crash course, people, because it's coming. Further into the show, after we talk to Helenna, we've got some other stuff coming up. I got an email this week, and it was from this gentleman who's like, hey, I've got this quirky video that's up on Funny or Die right now. Would you mind, just taking a look at it and voting it up, voting it funny if you dig it? And I was like, I have a minute and a half. I will definitely go ahead and I will click on this and take a peek. One of the funniest goddamn things I've actually seen in the past couple of weeks. We're going to share it with you. The funny part was, I emailed him right back. I'm like, I have to show this on my show. Can I please do that? He's like, absolutely. Not knowing that, of course, like Mashable and NPR and all these other things, like it totally went viral and I got beaten to the punch. So not an exclusive per se, but funny nonetheless. We're going to show you that a little bit further down the line in here tonight. Again, I want to talk to you a little bit about our guest tonight, because we're going to go talk to her in a moment. So Helenna, she is an actress, a producer. She works on TV, film, the web. She's all over the place. She's also the founder of a company that's launching, a website launching later, it was Monday, the 6th, May 6th, called Ms. in the Biz, and it's for women in the entertainment industry. I'm really excited about it. Anytime I have an opportunity to highlight women in film, women in the web series community, creators, strong black woman, whatever it is, I'm so happy to do it, because I do feel that there's to a point that it's a group of people, the other 50% basically of the human population, that gets overlooked a lot. And so anytime we get a chance to talk to a woman actress or director or content creator, always happy to do it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show you just this little kind of pitch teaser video for Ms. in the Biz, and when we come back, we're going to be on the couch with Helenna Santos-Levy. And stick around, and we'll be right back. And we're back. How about them apples?
Them apples are good.
Yeah. Hi, Helena. How you doing?
Hi, I'm awesome. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. A little tired, but just saying.
Let's take a nap. It'll be really interesting for everybody at home.
We already told you, Barry. You close your eyes and your ears on
my
this one.
husband's right over there.
How you doing?
I'm awesome.
You must be tired after having there was a mixer last night
with Film Break.
Yeah,
awesome company, filmbreak.com. Check them out.
Filmbreak.com, but it was also a partnership you did for Ms. in the Biz.
Yeah.
Now I tried to describe a little bit about what it is, but you tell them what Ms. in the Biz is.
Okay, cool. Well, Ms. in the Biz is a new online blog style magazine. It's for women entertainment, written by women in entertainment, and I have now almost 80 writers writing for me. There's going to be 3 new posts per day. We launch on Monday, and Mina Savari, who I worked with on American Reunion, is our first big interview, and Brea Grant, who I know has been on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was in Cupcake Quarterly with her as well. She is one of our first guest contributors, as well as Dallas Travers, who's a career coach. So them, along with them, they, along with a bunch of other women. Yeah, we're launching on Monday, and it's a pretty powerful, awesome thing that I'm just so happy to bring to the world.
That's fantastic, and you had this great soiree last night, this little mixer that you guys did with Film Break, and I was there, and a lot of our mutual friends were there.
Yeah.
Fun times. Their Film Break stuff is always packed. What do you expect to with Ms. in the Biz, like? What are you trying to bring attention to? Is it just women in the industry? Is it more of a support group? Is it, what is kind of the main goal?
I mean, really, it just started out because I wanted to find something like that on the internet, and I couldn't find anything. Like, there's all these real world groups like Women in Film and such that are amazing organizations, and I was like, I wish there was something like this online, because we live in a social media age. Like, that's how we communicate with each other, and there was just nothing like it. And I blogged for other places before, and I just wanted to create a community and a family and a place where women could go to really get the information that they need and hear real experiences of women who are in the trenches and like doing this business every day, and hear what they go through. So, someone who's brand new to LA and is an actor, like, they can read about women's experiences and watch, like, Amber Plaster's doing a vlog every week, much like I did for Helenna's Tinseltown Tuesdays, which is my vlog that I did for our YouTube channel. And
which we'll have actually a clip of in the archive.
Cool.
We didn't have a chance to really get to do it in time for the show tonight, but we're going to throw it into the archive probably right around this time, because we can then break it up. So,
nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to break it up right here.
Right.
Hello and welcome to Helenna's Tinseltown Tuesdays. This is not Tuesday at all. This is Friday, and this is episode 98. I want to talk about top life moments, and I'm actually just going to go to some video. So here we are. Guess where I am? That's right. This is the premiere of American Reunion. I have a small part, but hot dang, this has been like the most fun I've ever had in my life. Here's my baby Barry.
Hello! I'm having fun too.
Just finished doing red carpet, and there's all these people coming, all the celebrities are starting to like fly in. So you can hear people start to scream for them. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than, wow, like, top life moment happening right here, for sure. My hair was a little cray-cray though in the photos because the wind was blowing.
Mine was pretty good.
So
mine stayed up.
We'll see. We'll see what happens when these pictures are online. Yeah, okay, peace out. Talk to you later.
And we're back.
Wait, what was it?
We were totally unplanned on that one.
I know, it was really unplanned. It was really good. It's movie magic.
It's you were talking about how yourself and other people are doing vlogs and stuff like that as a way to kind of show what they're going through.
Yeah, and a big thing last night that came up with all these amazing women that I kept meeting through the course of the night was that there's this misconception that women don't like that we're catty and that we just want to like one up each other. It's like that scene from Showgirls where, you know, Elizabeth Berkley's like going up the stairs, or whoever was it, like Gina Gershon, and like she trips her and then like she's just like, ha ha ha, I've made it. And it's just ridiculous because that's not how we really are. It's, you know, it's not this waiting room full of catty actresses who just want everyone else to fail so they can succeed. It's not like that. At least I've been very blessed to not be around those kinds of women. So I've just found an amazing group of women. People always ask me, like, how do you know all these women? And I'm like, I don't know. They're just women I know, and they're phenomenal. And they're doing big things. Like my friend Alexander Boylan, who's writing, her film Home Sweet Home is now in Walmart and Target and Amazon, and like just doing awesome stuff. So
that's cool. And you know, you work in a lot of different mediums? So there's like film, television, web. Obviously, women are a huge part of all of them. Do you feel that there is any one medium other than than another, more than another, that is more underserved, or
underserved, like for women?
For women, in terms of whether it's education, just a gateway for women to become, whether it's to rise up as an actress or content creator or anything like that.
I mean, I think it's a whole sort of issue right now. I mean, it's getting better, but we're definitely not in a position where it's like 50-50 in every writer's room, or you know, directors, producers. Like in order for our stories to be told in a real way, we need more women behind the scenes, and especially more minority women behind the scenes, so that those stories are being told. I think that it's something that is going to take time, and we're chipping away at it, you know, and I think that, you know, with the power of social media and with the power of the web and so many women creators going to the web to get their stuff made, that, you know, it's going to change.
Now, I definitely want to talk about social media in a second, but one thing I want to bring up, we used to do this podcast that we produced on the on FilmSnobbery called Things I Didn't Learn in Film School, and you went to acting school.
I did.
You did. First of all, how was that?
Awesome.
Yeah.
For the time I was there, yeah, I did a 3-year Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting up in Vancouver, BC, at the University of British Columbia. I had amazing people.
Go Canada.
But yeah, I mean, it didn't prepare me for the business.
So that's actually what I was going to ask. So what about it? Was it the networking aspect? Was it the actual business of being an actress? You know, like I'm sure they teach you about, like, well, you got to go to auditions, and you gotta have those IMDb credits maybe at that point, or you know, whatever. What do you wish they spent like an entire semester on? Like, what do you feel you missed out on?
Well,
now pay attention, school, because we know you're watching.
The business of acting. My friend Bonnie Gillespie teaches a very good course on the business of acting, and it's one of the things that I did when I first got here. And she has an amazing book that I think should be in every school called Self-Management for Actors. And it's because you get down here, or you know, wherever it is that you're acting, and you think that somehow the gates are just going to open, and Hollywood will be like, oh, hello, thank you for walking into our door. And it doesn't happen that way. And there's so much. You have to be your own manager. You have to be your own agent. You know, you have to really hustle. And no one in, at least, you know, the program that I was in, really talked about the hustle. They were amazing about the craft. But it's a whole different ballgame.
What about the hustle is I find that, you know, since moving here from the East Coast, there is a different kind of hustle here. You know, like I'm used to, you know, East Coast, you want to make a deal, you meet up with someone, you make a deal, then you start working. Here it seems a little different. It's like, here it's like, hey, you meet someone, you chat, you hang out, and it's like, oh, let's go talk again in 3 weeks. You know, everything is a process. Is it the same for actors as well, where, like, you know, yes, you'll go into an audition, but then, you know, you're waiting forever. First of all, are you waiting forever to get the audition, and then you also wait forever to hear back, and then you have to wait forever to make sure the movie's getting made?
Oh yeah, I mean, and then to find out if you're even still in the movie, because that's the thing where you don't want to like publicize it and tell people, and then be like, oh wait, we're not actually in. That's a problem, like my scene's not there, or I mean, it's a lot of hurry up and wait, a lot of hurry up and wait.
How do you manage a schedule though, while you've got like, say you've got a possible role for like 2 weeks or something like that. Say you're a lead in a film and you're shooting for 30 days, so you've just now blocked off a month, but you can't announce it. You know you nailed the audition anyway, but the film is waiting on whether it's financing or whether they're waiting for a specific other person to be freed up. How do you not work for a month waiting for them to basically say like, all right, you're coming down. How does that work?
That's a good question. I've never been in that particular situation, so.
All right. Well, even it's like a weekend shoot, but you know that like, okay, I could go to Comic-Con and I could do a panel at Comic-Con.
I mean, you just get used to it. I think like you just no day ever ends up being the day that I thought it would be. Like you wake up in the morning, you have your plan, maybe you have an audition, maybe you have a business meeting, maybe, now it's like so much stuff with Ms. in the Biz or the project that I'm producing, the web series, but no day is ever the same. So you just get used to this ebb and flow of, okay, I'm actually going to go do this thing now. Oh, wait, that's not going to work, I'm going to do this thing now. And you become really malleable to whatever situation you're in.
We do have a question from the audience.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm looking over here. I'm not being rude.
No, I know.
So,
like, you're so rude, Nick. Never hang out on your couch again.
John Hoff 3.
Hi, John Hoff 3.
Hi, John Hoff.
Hi.
Question for Helenna, as opposed to anyone else? No.
Question for Nick.
No, no one ever asked me questions. I know I have nothing to offer anyone out there with the exception of this pretty
You have
face.
so much to offer.
Do you have any marketing advice for an aspiring blogger?
Oh, yeah. Gary Vaynerchuk, Crush It. Everybody in the freaking world needs to read that book or listen to it on audio. And driving around LA, you're like in your car all of the time. You got to just, like, seriously right now, go to Amazon and order Crush It. He is a genius with marketing, and I feel like anyone who has a business, a brand, a blog, and anything needs to go and read that. I'm doing Marie Forleo's B School right now, too. She's this amazing entrepreneur for women. She teaches you all about online businesses, and while it's not necessarily for, like, well, it actually is for blogs. That's not, it's for blogs, pretty much. But she just teaches you the ropes, and it's incredible. So,
yes. And actually, John's from Massachusetts. He's from back east where I am, and it's really interesting to he runs a website of his own. I've actually been to it. They've interviewed myself,
awesome.
and a bunch of people have been on the show. As a matter of fact, they've been interviewed on it. I agree with you. Gary Vaynerchuk's book, fantastic.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend getting the audiobooks. I think it's read by Gary. And
it
Gary,
is.
if you've never
He's so
listened
engaging.
to him, yeah.
Oh my gosh! And the best part is that he'll be like, "Wait, I'm going to go off script for a second," and you're like, "Awesome," because that's when he gets the best little
real.
tidbits. Because it's like 4 or 5 years old or something, but it's still very applicable, and he's great.
It's very elementary, but he gets you psyched.
Yeah.
Like I've had that book myself. I actually got into Gary years ago with Wine Library TV and just stuff like that, and then he started doing way more with actual marketing and stuff like that, and you look at his business track record and all that kind of stuff. The guy has he knows what he's doing,
legit.
and he's also fun. He's funny. He's a family man. He's but he's he's smart. But actually, him and a handful of other podcasters, bloggers, stuff like that. They're the people. They're the reason why. Like Callie Lewis is another one. They're the reason why I do this show.
Oh, awesome.
That they actually got me into it. So I know Gary's not watching, but Gary.
I bet you he is, because we tweeted about Meow Mix and how awesome they are at social media marketing right now. Because there's somebody from Meow Mix who keeps commenting on my cat stuff. And so me and Gary had a little like Twitter thing back and forth. So Gary, if you're watching, you're awesome. Way to go. And Meow Mix, you're rad too.
Meow Mix. I have a cat, so yeah, Meow Mix. Can I have freebies, please?
Yeah, send us some Meow Mix.
No kidding, right? I'll do the meow, meow, meow. Whatever, I don't care. That's probably a different company altogether, but I don't care. Just give me free stuff. Bring me things. So social media. Let's talk about that. All right. So your social media. How important? I know how important it is to myself in my career. How important is it for you on a day-to-day basis in terms of whether it's booking work or finding people to write for Ms. in the Biz, or how important is it in your everyday life?
It's like my husband can attest to this. It's probably 90% of my day.
Yeah.
Maybe not 90, but he's like, yes. No, not 90. But it's a lot of what I do. I love connecting with people, so social media is just like another easy way to connect with people instantly. I really and I just get off on being talking to people, and you should connect with this person, you should do this, and I love that. So to me, it's just like an amazing, fun thing that is just part of my everyday life. And there's actors I know who not on social media, who don't get it, and I'm just like, come to the dark side, as Darth Vader would say.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's becoming one of the most important things for anybody to do. Because we are our brands now, and to try to not do it, I think, is a mistake. I think that it's important to just sort of come along for the ride because the world is changing.
Now, do you have any advice for, like, I have some actress friends out there, other actress friends out there that, like, pilot season's just kind of winding down right now, and they're all like, oh shit, we didn't land any work, so
oh, but that's
what
so
do we
hard.
do now?
I mean, pilot season now is like, it's all offers, or they know who they're going to cast, or, like, it's such a difficult thing. I think that anyone right now who's banking on pilot season, might be disappointed. Like I went out for a handful of pilots and I didn't book a pilot, but it's okay. Like, there's so much more to be done. There's so much more work out there now. There's so much more that we can create ourselves.
And do you feel that that's important? Like, you decided to do something, with Ms. in the Biz, and was that out of, like, rather than hustling for acting work, I would rather create something that will draw more attention to myself and my personal brand that may lead to other things? Or was it more of also, like you said before, like, this is this kind of almost support community for women, but,
it
to
was
help
both.
other people as well? Yeah.
And I've produced other things before, for the web and whatnot, and it was both of those things. I wanted to create the community, and also I wanted to put my energy somewhere that I could really make a difference and where I could really put my focus, so I wasn't waiting for the phone to ring, and that's usually why people right now are doing web series, actors are doing web series, because they don't want to wait for the phone to ring. So like William Camacho, who I'm working with on this project called Henchman. If you go to henchmanco.com, it's this really, really awesome project. I was approached by a member of their team after WonderCon this year who said, we have this great, dark, gritty superhero drama, and we'd love for you to play a part. And I was like, sure, and I've come on board as a producer now because it's just an amazing project. And William created the part for himself because, he wanted to hustle that way. And I think it's such an amazing thing for all of us now to, be able to look at people like Felicia Day and Mark Gant, who sort of spearheaded this whole thing for us, who are really my inspirations for why I did The Day Player, which is, would eventually led to me meeting John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg, and eventually led to me booking American Reunion and meeting Mina, who is now writing for the site. So it's like everything is little bits and pieces. And the cool thing, too, is this is a tidbit that I haven't really told anybody, except for close friends, but the reason I met John Hurwitz was because my husband and I were walking down Melrose Avenue, and there was this poster in this really like weird knick-knacky store that was a Harold and Kumar poster. Now, Harold and Kumar is my favorite comedy of all time. Like, I've seen it a gajillion times. It's ridiculous. So it was faded, and I looked at the poster and I'm like, I gotta buy this thing. The guy in the store is like, it's $10. So I bought it, and it's huge. Like, it's a really big poster. And I thought, I had this launch party happening for the web series that I just did a pilot of, or actually it was a second episode, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to reach out to John on Facebook and just see what happens. And I wouldn't, please, don't all flood his Facebook right now. But the moral of the story is that I messaged him. I was authentic. I told him, how much I loved his work, how much Harold and Kumar meant to me, which sounds really weird, but it really does mean a lot to me. And he responded right away and was like, oh my gosh, that poster, we were living right around the corner when we wrote the second Harold and Kumar. I know where you bought that poster. That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
And, so I told him about my series, and I invited him to the party, and I met his creative executive, Joseph Amaral, who's like a friend of mine, and it was this thing where, this is what people need to know about social media, that if you're authentic and real and not annoying, and just respectful of somebody's work, they're going to respond to you. And, he didn't have to. There's nothing saying he had to respond to me at all, but it affected him and his life, and it was just really cool, and that started a relationship. So it's like, if I hadn't been on Facebook, if I hadn't been using social media, if I didn't have that moment where I thought, I'm going to do this, then all this chain of events never would have occurred. But the key is to, do it right.
And do you think that that the other factor of social media is you're creating these online relationships that eventually you take offline?
Yes, you have to take them offline. I mean, I think that that's where the magic is, and that's what I'm really excited about with Ms. in the Biz, because we're an online blog, but we're having real world events. Eventually we're going to be doing panels that we're going to live stream, and we'll have people like coming to them in LA, but you can watch them everywhere else, and we're going to I have big plans. I want to give too many of them away, but it's definitely going to be something where it's a real world thing too, where it's tactile. You know, I'm meeting you face to face.
Right.
It's really important.
No, and a lot of people ask. You know, we have a halfway decent Twitter following, and the people who follow us are awesome. But a lot of people ask me all the time, like, they ask the biggest questions, like, how'd you get so many followers? I'm like, first of all, 5 years. You got to put in the time, but also a lot of it is just like we go to a lot of events, like the Ms. and the Biz and Film Break Mixer. We go to a ton of film festivals. We're out there physically in the world with filmmakers, so we put a face to the brand, so to speak, or a face to the name. And
Gary Vaynerchuk would say, make sure you're doing your @replies. Make sure you're talking to people. Don't be the person who's just like spouting stuff out and like being like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I mean, you can do that. Like share your experience. Share your life, but make sure that you're saying like, hey, at FilmSnobbery, really loved the show with @Santos-Levy, or whatever it is, and then we talk to you back. No, I mean like for real. Like then we're going to talk to you back. We're going to be like, oh, who are you? What's your story? I want to know all about you.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think my whole thing, especially with Ms. and the Biz, is that we are all stronger together than we are apart. Like I am so not a fan of like tearing everybody else down so that you get up higher. Like you got to just like build each other up. And I think that one of the strong ways to do that is with community and with social media.
Have you ever had a hater? Like or even if it's just temporary. Have you ever had someone who's just been like,
hater?
Let me tell you something. Like someone's just been like, God, she's just so positive all the time.
Oh,
that bitch. No, like, have you ever had anyone who, even if like just who's just kind of gotten on your case for
being
it's
too
like
positive?
Well, not even that, but I mean, I'm trying to give out any excuse. Like, has it, like you go do a web series or something like that, and people's like, oh, Miss Hollywood's going to slum it with us over in the web series world or something.
Oh
like
no,
that,
I've never had anything. No, I mean, no.
Have you had a negative experience online that didn't involve porn?
Wait, he says that. I have not done porn.
I'm kidding. No, not doing porn.
We're going to rewind that. No, he's kidding.
I'm kidding.
Have I had a negative experience? No.
No?
Not yet. Great. Now, I've opened up the can of worms. So
beautiful. No, it's awesome. That's great, though. I mean, it's hard because especially the more people that watch your stuff, the more people that follow you, the more people that watch your movies, you're on TV.
I mean, I've had people say like stupid things, and I'm just like, ugh, whatever. I mean, like I did an episode of Black Box TV, and like it's very popular on YouTube, and people will just YouTube's harsh, man. Like
YouTube is very harsh.
Yeah, so you just don't read it, or if I read something, I just laugh because I'm like, haha, like that's like it doesn't. No one has ever been really, really scathingly mean to me. It might have been like an acting choice or like. She doesn't look Asian, which was like hilarious because they're like, that girl's not Asian, and I'm like, but I'm Asian. So like it's just people are gonna say stuff, and you can't worry about it. It's just such a waste of time. Like there's so many better places to put your energy. Like who cares?
Fair enough. No, I mean that's fine. I'm gonna just double check here. Let me just see if we have anything else going on. But also
just like chit chatting.
Yes, when we do actually have. Will Camacho 3.
Oh, yeah, hi.
Question for Helenna. Any tips on getting social media going? I'm new to it all, and the process of growth seems ... daunting. And I completely understand that. So what would you say?
Oh, read Gary Vaynerchuk's question? No.
Also, no, the follow-up to that, too, the thank you economy.
Oh, thank you economy. Yeah, so good. I'm listening to it right now.
Yeah.
Just start. I know that sounds really dumb, but you just gotta like dip your toe in the water and start. Do the things like start a newsletter and start your Twitter. Start really like engaging with people.
My experience with it came actually before I started FilmSnobbery. I had my personal account, and I was living and working in the tech world, which is another reason why I was watching a lot of Gary's stuff, because he would occasionally crossover into the tech world. And I always found it was very helpful, especially when you're starting out. People don't know who you are yet, so you have to give them a reason to want to follow you, not just because you're there.
And it's not like I have a ton of followers or anything, but I really engage with the people who do follow me, and that's the key.
It's engagement, and it's also paying attention, like you said before. It's really being almost more interested in what they're doing. Like it's like, okay, not just like at replying obviously is and having that conversation is important, but the retweets obviously help a lot. I got a huge boost back in the day when Follow Friday was still
big.
relevant.
When it was cool, all the hip kids
cool.
are like, Follow Friday.
Is there? I mean, why did that die off?
I don't know.
That just went away quietly.
I think because it's so much work. Like you're sitting there,
It
like
is.
hashtag FF. Okay, who did I put in my last one? Okay, I gotta remember who to put in the next one. Like I think it's just too much work. That's what I figure. I don't know. I'm like, Follow Friday is so last year.
So that's awesome. So let's talk about. We were talking about like building relationships, kind of like in real time. You know, like in reality with people that aren't online.
Yeah. Because I think we had an online relationship first, didn't we?
We did.
That sounds really creepy too. We're being creepy.
It's wonderful. No, we knew each other through like mutual friends. Like Stephanie.
Yeah, I
Ford,
forget how I
Kristen
meet people now.
And, and actually it was funny. Someone asked me that last night. They're like, "Where did you guys?" I was like, "Oh God!" And I had to think back. I'm like, I knew it was online, and then we met in person on Kristen Notopak's Skyrim parodies.
Oh, okay.
On
set.
On set, because you were one of the.
I was a Forsworn.
A Forsworn, yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I was a PA.
He was a forsworn PA.
That sounds dirty.
It does.
Like
Again, what is our problem?
That's okay. I
FilmSnobbery just became a very dirty show.
It's always been a very dirty show. Don't let anyone
I guess I haven't watched enough of them.
No. So I had a great experience there. I mean, I got to work with Kristen. I got to work with yourself and a bunch of other really talented people. And how do you get involved with projects like that? Like, what makes you say yes?
Cool people who do really good work.
Cool.
Yeah, like if you want to hang out with somebody on set, for like 14, 16 hours, they got to be somebody cool.
Yeah.
Like somebody that you just really want to spend that time with. And if their quality of work is amazing, then those two things together are like a no-brainer.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're talking about offline relationships. You go to a lot of conventions and conferences and stuff like that. You do panels and whatnot. How do you typically get invited for those, or do you go and submit for panels and say like, hey, we're going to go?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I have submitted panels. There was a project that I was working with before that like I submitted the panel and they got in, and it was like that's the whole process too. But then, like with Kristen's Geek Girls Create, she just asked me to come on board. It was just all like women creating cool stuff, and that was amazing. And then with All Shapes and Sizes that we just did at WonderCon, that we're really hoping to do at Comic-Con. So Comic-Con, we really want to do it again. It was one of these things where I helped like pull in some of the women and just sort of help form that. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those cool things that I'm really happy that I actually get to be able to do.
How do you how do you respond to, like, I have a friend of mine. She just recently went and met with a bunch of casting directors, agents, managers, stuff like that. Very talented person, very attractive. But they all say, "Oh, we're not casting for, we don't have experts casting like a plus size girl or this type of person, whatever." How do you? No one's perfect, and no one's perfect for everything.
And perfect's a myth, and they wouldn't cast perfect, whatever that was. Anyways.
But what I mean is, like, how do you get around no? Like, especially as an actress, actor, person in this industry, you hear no all the time. And how do you stay positive?
Okay, this is weird because I don't see it as no. I don't. It just wasn't the right timing. It wasn't the right part. There would be something else. Like I don't know. I've never really felt like rejection in the way that people talk about rejection. I think I just choose to see it as a stepping stone to the next yes, I guess you could say. For me, auditions are never really about that part or that show. It's always about having the next opportunity to actually, be seen again, and then maybe be seen again. And, like I auditioned for One Office maybe 7 times for different shows, and then Kath and Kim, like they brought me in like 1,000,000 times, and then finally it was a different show for ABC that I ended up booking. And it's just, you just have to create these relationships, and I mean, half the time they don't even know what they want until you walk in the room. So you just have to go and do you the best that you do it, and hope that, that it's right, and if it's not, then something else will be. Do you ever go in for something where you feel like, oh, I'm not, they're looking for a certain type? I mean, how do you headhunt kind of what you're doing? What sure.
You do?
I mean, you have to, I mean, typing in Hollywood is really important. It's really interesting. And you have to just, there's some roles that I will just never play, and that's fine, you know? It's just not my quote-unquote type, but I feel like you can bend that and change it. And because it's like I'll do something where it's super, super comedic and I'm quirky, and then I'm on the complete flip side where I'm like wielding guns and like dying and like shooting people and being very dark and serious. So, I mean, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself, but you know within those genres what it is that you do. And you just learn to do that really well, and then doors will open after that.
Fantastic. So what do you hope? Like I'm gonna say, like what's your 5-year plan? But no, like what do you hope happens in the future? I mean, if Ms. in the Biz gets the attention that I guess we all hope it does, you know, do you feel that is going to take a more of a front seat to your acting career? Or
well, I mean, Zooey Deschanel is kind of my model of how I'd really like to see my career sort of progress over the years. Like, you know, she has Hello Giggles, and she's a musician, and she has her show, and she produces stuff. That's how I really see my career progressing. Like, I want Ms. in the Biz to be a freaking awesome, huge, amazing thing. I'd love to employ women, you know, like actually have people working for me for the business. I'd love to keep producing amazing projects. My husband and I are working on a creature feature horror film.
Ooh.
It's going to be really awesome.
I didn't know about this.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really, really awesome. So we're, you know, hoping to shoot that soonish. You know, looking for funding. And
give them money.
Give us money. Give us money.
Give them all your money.
Yeah. So
I will come to your
there's
house.
Just a lot of things that I think that Ms. in the Biz is, you know, one spoke in a wheel. So,
do you feel that that's important, that you always have to, especially whether it's this town or any other, that you always have to have more than one thing going on?
Sure. Yeah. I think as soon as you decide that you're just going to, well, I mean, you decide you're going to do one thing, if it doesn't pan out, you know, it's just disappointing. You know, like I think that sometimes you do need to just focus on one thing, but I think it's good to have a lot of irons in the fire. I'm using a lot of analogies. Like
that's okay. You know, we could always go with winter is coming.
Winter is coming. I am so behind on Game of Thrones right now. It's actually really embarrassing.
Really? How far behind in the season are you?
I don't even want to tell you. I don't even want to tell you. I watched half of the first episode.
Of this season?
Yes, because I've been so busy with Ms. in the Biz, and so I know that like I'm gonna have to just sit down and watch the entire like current season in one fell swoop, and it's gonna be intense.
Yeah. No, I end up having to do something that and Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I have to definitely set aside time for Doctor Who because I weep like a baby with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's all like almost every episode of Doctor Who. It's just like I'm watching and I'm just like, what happened?
Oh,
Why are they doing that? I can. Yeah, totally. It's like just get in the TARDIS and go.
Yeah, just go already. Why did you stop there? Move the TARDIS. Don't even start this episode. This is a horrible
why did I
idea.
not just go to like an amusement park?
Yeah.
Like just like, you know what? This week, no Weeping Angels. Just
nobody
Six Flags.
dies. Nobody's
dying.
Yeah. I know. It's horrible.
Yeah, let's go to something boring. Let's go to the moon.
Right.
I wanna thank you for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And I really appreciate you taking the time and I like what you're doing with Ms. in the Biz and I've been very supportive of it since I heard that you were doing it.
Yeah, he's been an amazing support. He's awesome.
I've been trying to. Yeah, it's great. I like that. I like specialized groups like that, and especially like I was saying before. Women in film, women in the industry, I do feel that some of them think that it's just like it's just me. Mm-hmm. And I think that you're right. I think that a lot of them do feel that like, it is just me because everyone else in the room is also vying for the same part or the same, whatever.
Yeah, it can be very, very isolating and alone. Yeah. For sure.
So it's nice to see that there's good stories out there that are relevant to people that are doing that, because it's not an easy industry for anybody. I mean, I'm a film critic and it's not easy, and I'm not even like in your position. Mm-hmm. Thank God I don't have to go out on auditions. I would literally, I'd open the door like, hi, they'd be like, we're all set.
They'll be like, cast him, he's the best. You're like,
lies. You're like, yeah, we're gonna cast you as caterer, craft services.
Caterer number one.
Yeah. But I want to thank you for coming on. Let's make sure we get all the social media and the other plugs out of the way. So we're going to make sure everyone's definitely got to check out the launch of Ms. in the Biz on Monday, May 6th, over at MsInTheBiz.com. That's in
In
the
the biz.
biz.com.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for that.
I know, it's so weird because you're like MSINTHEBIZ. Yeah.
You need to create a song.
I know, I probably should.
Like the who was it? Callie Lewis did that for Drobo a while ago.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, when she was pimping for Drobo, she'd go DROBO Drobo. And it was just
somebody
so
out
damn
there,
cute.
somebody out there write me a theme song
Yes.
for the actual website. That'd be really cool.
Yes, you need everyone needs a powerful theme song.
Yeah.
You know, especially not just on a website or in a movie, like just when walking in a room.
Yeah.
You need a
I'll
theme
just
song.
like have it on my phone. I'll just be like, what?
That's what everyone does on when I take the subway out here, that's how it is. Everyone's just got like their personal, it's like, do you not realize there's people around you? It kills me. All right.
It's like 80s boombox.
It is. Like the iPhone is the new 80s boombox.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Bringing it back.
Yes. Holla.
Yeah.
So, Twitter?
Twitter, @HellsLevy, which is weird, but it's my name condensed because the name is so long. So HELSLEVY.
Yes.
I said that right, yeah? @HellsLevy.
And you also have, do you have anything coming up we can watch you on or see you at? Or because Henchman, obviously, you produced?
Henchman's coming up. We're still shooting that. And do I have anything on right now? I don't know. I don't know if there's anything coming out. Like
Go out and
really
rent American
soon.
Reunion. You can see her.
Do that, yeah.
Also, Ms. and the Biz contributor, Muna Savari.
Yes. Well,
See?
she's interviewee.
Interviewee.
But yeah, no, I mean, you can online. I have tons of stuff online. If you go online, I'll hang out with you there.
She is very accessible. And then Facebook and Instagram and you're everywhere.
I love to Instagram with me. I will follow you. It's so much fun. I enjoy it.
Cats. Instagram was made for cats.
A little bit.
Cats and food. Again, thank you for coming on.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it. So we're going to be right back. We have way more show, as we always do for you people. So stick around, and when we come back, we'll show you this cool video that we mentioned before. It's so awesome. I showed it to these guys before the show, and we all laughed, and it was awesome. And then once that's over, we're probably going to let you go because it's going to be that time. But next week we have more guests because it's always about no one ever cares about what's going on now. It's always about what's happening next.
Right.
It's like, what does everyone ask you now? What are you working on next?
I know.
It's like, I'm at a premiere right now of something I'm in.
That's what I'm doing. That's what's next. The premiere.
We'll see you guys in a minute. Be right back.
Oh, wait, we're
going to
right
the
now.
ad.
We're going to an ad.
The Hot Pixel ad.
We're in a Hot Pixel ad.
We're at Hot Pixel post production right now. That's where we're at.
We're in
here.
Hot Pixel post production.
In Universal City, live, bitches. And we're back. All right, I don't know why I decided to do a voice. I was just dumb. But hey, you know what? We got this thing I want to talk about. So everyone has been there's been a lot of controversy over all of the Kickstarter stuff that's been happening recently. So we had Veronica Mars, you have Melissa Joan Hart doing her movie, and then you have Zach Braff. And Zach has been the one that seems like he's been getting the most heat, which is really funny because he seems like just a nice guy. And he's a proven director with Garden State. But yes, everyone's like, hey, Kickstarter, indie for indies, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to comment on that at the moment. I have my own opinions on it, but let's be honest, folks, whether you feel that they're taking away money in spirit or violating the ideal of Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever, you can't necessarily debate the fact that these guys have a following, and the fans, these hardcore fans, are the ones that are giving the money. These aren't people who would donate to your project. That's the funny thing. Not only that, they're bringing more attention to these crowdfunding platforms, which hopefully, will turn into them going like, wow, this is cool. I like giving to people. It's like Kiva. You guys ever you've seen or heard Kiva? It's like, oh, donating is cool, and people get something out of it, and maybe you'll get something back. But there are people out there who don't necessarily feel that way. I came across, like I said, this email in my inbox, and I get so many emails, but this one just happened to catch me literally as I was reading my inbox, and he was like, hey, we got this Funny or Die thing, and it has to do with the Kickstarter, the whole, like, almost like a response to the whole Zach Braff Kickstarter campaign thing, and I was like, all right, this is relevant, let me take a peek. And I saw it, I laughed my ass off. I showed it to the people here in the studio, they laughed their tits off, it was great, and now we want to go ahead and we want to show you guys. So yes, everyone's checking. Yes, no boobs. We laughed our tits off. They are gone. All right, mine are still here. That's because I had a lot of tits to laugh off. So the fact is, we got this great video, and we're going to show it to you now. I can't do it justice. I can't do a good intro to this because it's just such a really, it's powerful. It's moving. It was the summer a boy became a man. I don't know. Whatever. Watch the video. We'll be right back, and we'll talk about it more. See ya.
Hi, celebrities. I'm Luke Barnett, and my friend Tanner and I, we really like going to the movies. Unfortunately, movies are pricey, and you don't always know if they're going to be good. I mean, the Lemley Independent Theater, $9. AMC, $11.
Yeah, and the ArcLight, that's like what, 14 bucks? And if you want to see it in 3D.
Oh, forget about it. I mean, unless you want to get a job.
Well, with the success of the Veronica Mars Kickstarter,
$5.7 million.
yeah, and Zach Braff raising, what, almost $2 million in less than 24 hours for Garden State 2, we figured we'd really like to see the new Star Trek, but that shit costs money. So we're reaching out to you, the movie stars.
You guys make millions and millions of dollars, yet you still call upon the fans to fund your, passion projects out of their own pocket.
Yeah, we want you to donate out of your pocket so that we can see these movies and maybe buy some jeans.
Now, our friend Vlad, he still manages to see all the latest movies as soon as they come out.
It's called piracy, and it's illegal.
He's stealing from the hardworking people that make these films. But hey, Channing Tatum, if you were just to donate $19.99, Vlad could buy Magic Mike on DVD and watch it legally. Win-win.
Yeah, come on, Channing. Oh, and this isn't about the movies. There's a lot of things we'd like to do, like trampoline dodgeball,
Go-karting.
scuba diving.
I'd like to buy 15 pizzas just to see how many I could eat in an episode of Family Guy.
Can you believe I've never been to Hawaii? Could I get a plane ticket to Hawaii?
Ever seen City Slickers? We'd like to go to a dude farm.
Do you have any idea how much it costs to enter a grilled cheese competition?
$50,000 for a Porsche is a lot of money for me. But if 5,000 of you gave $10, my dream becomes a reality.
I'd like to raise some money, not for me because I'm not lazy, but I would like for a woman to come over and do my laundry in her underwear.
Buying more cats?
No, seriously, buy lots and lots of cats.
I know what you're thinking. But Luke, haven't you done bit parts in a bunch of straight-to-Redbox movies?
Yeah, and Tanner, weren't you in like a web series or something? And why do a couple famous celebrities like yourselves need money to go to the movies?
That's the beauty of Kickstarter. Getting other people to pay for things that you don't feel like paying for.
Everyone wants to know what the perks are. Well, the fans paid so you could make your movie, so the least you can do is donate so they can see it. For a $20 donation, we'll treat ourselves to a matinee of your film. For a $100 donation, we'll treat ourselves to a steak dinner. Luke will Instagram pictures of the meal, and I'll live tweet the entire experience.
Other perks. I have 87 followers on Twitter. For $10, I will tell them to go see your movie. For $15, I'll give you a follow Friday.
For $7, when someone asks me how I felt about the Veronica Mars film, I'll say, it was rad.
Famous people of Hollywood, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy days. We know you have parties, premieres, lunches by the pool you have to go to. Free jeans to try on.
Help us use Kickstarter for what it was meant for.
We donated so you can make your movie. Donate so we can go see it.
They have probably one of the funniest Kickstarter videos I've ever seen, and you can actually, there is a Kickstarter page for it. They're raising a whopping grand total of $34 or something like that. It's some ridiculous number. The project actually isn't launched yet, but still, it's probably one of the most creative responses to everything that's been going on that I've seen. I mean, there's tons of blog articles out right now and websites and audio interviews and stuff like that that have touched upon everything that's been going on in crowdfunding these days. I think one of the things you guys got to realize is that it's still such an infant industry. I come from the tech industry myself, was a network engineer for damn near a decade. So, I remember the tech bubble, the first and the second tech bubble, that we've gone through in the past, 10, 15 years. And, I think a lot of people that right now are hating on like these larger number projects that are celebrity driven or whatever. I think you have to keep in mind that this is still a cottage industry that is unregulated, unchecked. There's no watchdogs for any sort of things for like fulfillment or whatever. There's no profit sharing. There's nothing. I mean, Congress and the SEC are still debating on whether or not to allow profit sharing for things like this. And then when you get big enough where the government starts getting involved, you know that something is coming. It's not going to probably be this year, but it might be next year. We've already started passing laws here and there regarding taxes and are these treated as gifts? These microtransactions of $20, $25 a piece, $100 a piece. I can understand being culpable for $1,000, $10,000, but $25 you're going to get a 1099 or a W-2 or W-4, whatever the hell it is at the end of the year for that. Should you? I don't know. Some people are. But these are things that need to be regulated. And also the idea of, these Indiegogo and Kickstarter being the two largest. There's others that are starting, like Seed and Spark. Even the Film Break has a crowdfunding component to them. There's other companies that are kind of there. You have your big two. I don't think they're going to go anywhere anytime soon, but there's going to have to be a shift in that industry in the next couple of years that is going to happen for independence to sustain and stay viable in a saturated market like this. So you're going to find specialized markets. You're going to find that, I think more celebrity. You're going to find, this celebrity-driven thing is not going away. It's 100% not going away. If someone finds out they can raise damn near $6 million to make a movie about a show, like, again, I've said it before on the show, I'll say it again, like, if someone had said, like, hey, we're going to raise $6 million to make another Firefly movie, or, a Serenity 2 or something like that, no one would say shit. Everyone would just be happy and they'd be like, can I give you more money? Like, can I mortgage my house to give you more money? Same thing maybe with like a Doctor Who movie or whatever. I mean, when you have fandom has no bounds. You can raise money for stuff like that. I think where people are jilted are the people who have been in the industry trying to work hard for 5, 10, 15, 25 years and just haven't had the success that other people have had. And I'm not saying that everyone is begrudging or everyone's catty or anything like that, but I think that, they feel that, like, this is mine. They do feel a sense of entitlement and ownership of, no, Kickstarter was for me, Indiegogo was for me. And the fact is, look, no one's forcing people to give money. This is not, even the idea of someone out on the street corner getting in your face and holding a change cup in your face or making you feel guilty. These are people who genuinely like the product that these people are putting out and are just like, here's $10, here's 25. It doesn't matter if it's your hard-earned money. It doesn't matter, if it's, your dinner money. Your wife's going to divorce you over, $100 that you gave to Zach Braff. They don't care. They're a fan. That's what fandom is. What you need to do is focus on, if you spend so much time wondering why these people are giving money to those people, you need to spend more money wondering why these people aren't giving money to you. And whether that means you have to grow your fan base, because that's what crowdfunding is. There is a crowd element there. You need to have the audience to be able to pull in, those. If you want those numbers, you have to go after it. And, you can't just sit there and say, why me? Or why not me? Oh, poor me. You can't do that. You know, there's too many other people out there competing for your audience's attention, their money. It's just you can't focus on that negativity. You gotta throw a positive spin on it. You gotta get out there and you gotta do something about it. Can't tell you what that is. Read a book, go to a mixer, meet people, do things. I don't know. But that said, it's the industry's changing. It's always changing. Independent film, web television, everything is in a very giant state of flux right now. You look at things now that are being very specialized, produced for things like Netflix and Amazon, and this tells you right now where networks are putting money and where these investors. They see a higher risk, but they see possibly a greater reward further down the line. It's a game that is shifting, and and for the networks, we said it, something we used the analogy before on the show. We'll use it again. Winter is coming, and it's going to be a fight between traditional television, movies, the way we ingest entertainment. Soderbergh recently did a keynote and made an address where he kind of defined movies and cinema and the experience of cinema, and I felt it was really dead on. And if you guys haven't listened to that yet or seen anything from it yet, please do. You can check that in many different ways. There's a transcription, there's the audio. I listen to the audio. I actually really like listening to him. He's a very good speaker. You guys should definitely check that out. I mean, everything is changing right now. So being so caught up in just to some degree hurtful of to people that are doing better than you is not fair. Like, they had to start somewhere too, and they worked hard, and yes, they got on a hit TV series that is in syndication, and yes, they have money. But that doesn't preclude them from using a service that is a public and meant for everybody and meant specifically to address crowds. So that said, I don't agree and I don't disagree with what's going on. I'm just sitting back, and as someone who is kind of a third-party objective here, I'm not a filmmaker, I'm not a creative like you guys are. All I can say is wait, because shit's coming. And those big money things aren't going away. As a matter of fact, you're going to see tons more of them. So if you're angry now, have the heart attack already, because it's not going to change. I know, like a long-winded tirade, but the fact is that it's something that people are really up in arms about, and I think it really needs to be addressed. I think you need to step back and say, crowdfunding's only been around, primarily since 2009, 2008-ish, in how we know it now, and it's evolved quite a bit since then, and it's still evolving, and it's going to change even more in the next couple of years. So instead of getting mad, simmer down now, wait, take a deep breath, pull your head out of your ass, and just keep an eye on what's going on. Maybe now's not the time for your big project that you need $1 million for. Maybe spend that time, get your marketing materials together, address your crowd, build your audience, and then next year, maybe when they offer profit sharing and there's more incentive for people to invest in your movie, then go at it. You got to have your shit together. So anyway, that said, I want to thank everyone for watching the show today. I want to thank our guest, Helenna Santos-Levy, for coming on, Ms. in the Biz herself. And remember, they launch Monday, May 6th, so go over to MsInTheBiz.com, check out all of the stuff that they're doing, because they've got so many great contributors. I'm jealous. How the hell she found 80 writers and I can't find 10 sometimes it blows me away. And they're all great writers too. I've actually been reading some of the content, so I've the little sneak peek that we've gotten. It's just such a fantastic site. So MsInTheBiz.com. Check out Helenna again. Hels Levy, HELSLEVY on the Twitter. You can check me out on Twitter. We're at FilmSnobbery, and you can also check out, follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/FilmSnobbery. You can watch this archive and the archive of all of our episodes, or most of them. We're adding more and more all the time over at youtube.com/FilmSnobbery, and of course, all of our episodes are also on FilmSnobbery.com. We're on iTunes. We're everywhere. You can't. It's everything /FilmSnobbery. You find us everywhere. So. Next week, we've got a great show for you as well. Next week, we have, if I'm correct, we have people. Who do I have? Wait for it. Hold. Now, I think next week is, here we go. I love it when I can bring up the guest list. Technology. All right, so let's see. We have Helenna this week. Next week, yes. Actually, we have a filmmaker I met. I'm actually really excited about this. A filmmaker that I met this is probably 3 months ago. But I've known him online for a long time. He made a movie. He did a Kickstarter for it, and we helped promote it. And it's the short that he has is called Emit, but it's timed backwards. Haha. You'll get it. You'll get it. Ha! See what they did there? Amy sees what they did there. She knows. She's thumbs up in it. All right. So I'm gonna. The funny thing is, I know the man. I've never actually heard him pronounce his last name. So if I actually butcher your last name, I apologize. So JS Mank, Mayyank is going to be on next week. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Sorry. Mank, whatever. He's going to be on, though. He's going to talk about this fantastic movie. Actually, I saw it. They screened it at Raleigh Studios as part of a little shorts festival that was there, and I was just really impressed by it. And he happened to be in the projection booth with me, and I was just like, "Hey, it was great." And he was like, "I think I know you," and I was like, "I think I know you." And it's like, "You got chocolate on my peanut butter. You got peanut butter on my chocolate," and then we came together. And Naomi's going to be on the show, and we're going to share that Reese's peanut butter cup of indie film with you. So I want to thank again. Everyone, make sure you watch that show next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel, 7 p.m. PST over at FilmSnobberyLive.com. If for some reason you can't get to FilmSnobberyLive.com or you have a problem with the feed or the chat room or whatever, you can always also watch us over at Justin.tv/FilmSnobbery. Same diff. You can actually, there's no excuse because you can even watch us on your phone or your tablet or any other device. They actually have an app, and it's awesome. You can do Google Glass. Now, I don't know if you can. I shouldn't say that because I cannot confirm nor deny that you can use Google Glass to view Film Snobbery. Disclaimer: may not be able to use Film Snobbery. I don't know. Whatever. Have a great night. I know I will.